If you're watching this video, the way that you're meant to have your new earth success is gonna look nothing, and I mean nothing, like what you have experienced in the old earth paradigm, in the old matrix conditioning. What happens is that you have stepped out of the matrix and now you are entering the new earth grid. With this new earth grid, it's going to allow you to tap into your true abundance, your true wealth codes. And your wealth codes can only be unlocked when you are unlocking your true avatar in the new earth. So that's the reason why you've never felt like you belong. You never felt like you fit in. You never felt like you understood what the matrix people are doing. Okay, and you always felt like the black sheep, the odd one out, and the reason being is that you're only there temporary to understand that the density is not where you belong, and you're actually here to seed and anchor and expand the new earth consciousness. So when you make the shift into the new earth energetically, consciously, by aligning your divine template and activating your soul blueprint in a way that you understand how to work your energy centers, in a way that you understand that your gifts are not a curse, they are a blessing, and you're not here to live a selfish life. You're here to provide service to the masses, but in a way that is not draining. So everything that you've been taught in the old earth paradigm is no longer working. I'm connecting with someone who can be very successful. You can be freaking ambitious, successful, PhD, MBA, whatever those things are called, and you can have successful, ambitious careers, well respected in your industry. But when you get the calling to be in the new earth as a new earth guide, leader, anchorer, everything is going to change. The way you look at money, stability, freedom is going to change. The way you look at life, look at work, look at career is going to change. The way you look at love, family, friendship, relationship is all going to change. So if you're watching this video right now, what I know for sure is that something is cracking. You're trying to hold it together. Maybe it's a friendship, it's a family dynamic, it's the way that you look at love, the way that you look at money, the way you look at, like I said, your well-being, your job, your career. There's a crack. And there's a part of you that is like, I just want to hold it together. I don't want to look at it, Tina. I just want to fix that crack. But you're not here to fix the cracks. You're here to let the cracks reveal what is underneath it all the time, which is your true heart's desire. And your true heart's desire to live a life that is ridiculous, that is abundant, that is blessed, that is free. Your soul is itching, aching, screaming, begging to live its true nature. Expansion, freedom, abundance, love, joy, peace. None of that is performative. None of that is about you thinking that who you need to be is a circus monkey. You're tapping into the frequency right now where the new earth is asking you to be a contributor, to finally play your part, to finally activate your avatar, to awaken yourself first. I know you have a big heart and you want to help, the masses, and maybe you already do. But right now, you're being asked to level up, to step up, to do life in a whole different way, to do love in a whole different way, to do impact in a whole different way. And it's not going to look the same anymore. Like your idea of what works, what marketing is, how to run a company, throw that out of the door. Because right now where you're going, only your God consciousness can take you there. Only your higher self can take you there. Only your true authentic nature, your divine blueprint can take you there. So that's why it's imperative right now for New Earth leaders to surrender to the cracking process. It's going to feel like death, let me know if you've been feeling this way. You can be having health issues, but not really health issue. They're just something, and it's kind of like your kundalini is rising. You know that your old self is dying. That's why it feels painful. Have you heard of an ego death, honey? Have you heard of a dark night of the soul? Okay. Some of you guys are like, yes, Tina, I know what you're saying. Okay, let me know down below. The thing is, it's going to feel painful because your old self, your pain body, your ego is dying, revealing your true self. And your true self is unapologetic. Your true self is wild, is free, it's not afraid to take up space, because when you're in your soul frequency, like, it's not human. It's beyond how far my arms will reach. It's like when you're tapping into that energy, it's like, I just want to expand. I am the room. I am the water. I am the tree. I am you and you are me. That's the nature of your soul. Like, it wants to go and expand, and your spirit is just remembering its true nature. So when you get out of the way and allowing the crumbling to happen, it's going to convince you to run, to hide, to numb, to suppress, to go back to what's familiar, even when the familiar is doing you no good. That old relationship, that toxic relationship, that job, excuse me, mosquito, hey, see? Mosquito knows what's up. It's trying to bite me. I don't think so. Okay? Going back to all of these things, going back to all the mosquitoes that wants to bite you, like that wants to suck your blood, that wants to drain your life force energy. But you've known them for 5 years, you've dated them for 2 years, and you live with them your entire life, and you have committed this much amount in getting your PhD in this whatever thing. Okay? All of these things, all of these attachments are what keeps you in the loop. And if you are familiar with the card, the devil card in the matrix, what I say, the devil card in the tarot system, you will actually, if you look at it, okay, full of symbolism. First of all, you will notice that the chain around the prisoners, like neck, is loose. Okay, meaning that it's self-imposed and you can take it off anytime, yeah? And also, secondly, it's a symbol for, it's your attachment that keeps you in hell, okay? In the devil's den or whatever. And all these attachments are what you think that you're familiar with, that is yours, but it's not. You're living in a free world. We don't own anything. We definitely do not own anyone. So when you begin to, use and overuse words like my mom, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my cup, my, okay? When you are not fully aware that you own nothing and nothing owns you, and you own no one and no one owns you, when you are fully aware of that, you begin to really act from your true soul's freedom. And your soul's freedom is what is going to remind you that you're a free being all this time. You're free all this time. You're free to look how you want to look. You're free to speak. If you are watching this right now, the fact that you're free to have this, it's a privilege. Some countries, they don't have that privilege. Some country you can't even speak and say, what you want to say. So if you have that privilege, and when you know that deep inside of you, the person I'm connecting with, you're free. You're free right now. Why are you acting like you're caged up? Why you're acting like you're locked up? You're free to create. You're free to dream, to imagine. Your imagination creates your reality. And you're here saying that, well, I'm stuck in this bubble, I'm stuck in this thing, I'm blah, blah, blah. Can you take a freaking moment and think and visualize and imagine another scenario where you're free, where you're happy, where you're abundant? Something, So that's the thing. We create our reality, but we don't realize it. The more you think about that there's a problem, you create that problem. continuously. When you keep on thinking about how much no money you have, then it will continue to be that way, okay? So this is when we have to really come back into a true creative mode as New Earth guides and leaders. And the thing is, we all slip into this mode. Okay, it doesn't matter how advanced you are, how in the know you are. And let me just gonna be real with you for a second. Because of the rise of like social media and whatnot and the internet, it seems as if, all these things are, being broadcasted, which is amazing and all. But a lot of people don't really understand what do they actually know. Like they heard something once, like, oh yeah, your imagination creates your reality. Yeah, I know that. Do you? Does your living situation reflect that? Does your lifestyle reflect that? Does your happiness reflect that? Does your bank account reflect that? If not, then you don't know it. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you about that. Because life's wisdom is very simple. You're either living in your alignment or you're not. You're either living in the true way. You either think in a right-minded way or not. You either live in accordance to the universal law or you're not, and there's going to be disharmonies. So it doesn't matter how many textbooks you write, how many tweets you make, how many reposts on Instagram of all these cool manifestation and feel-good quotes you do. But until you apply in your life and know it to be true, until you know that negative thought within your head is freaking poison, until you actually really know that, you don't know it, okay? So this is when we have to not be, a smart ass over here and actually be humbled and come back to be like, can I master my mind? Can I master my thought? Can I master my feelings? When I don't feel good, what do I think? Do I panic? Do I think of worst case scenarios? Or can I think of best case scenarios? Can I shift my mind into gratitude? Can I shift my mind into being open for possibilities? Or do I continue to blame my circumstances and my past? Okay? You're not your past, drop it. Okay? Your past has played its role to create the version of you that you are now. Give things to it, and it's about what you're going to do at this 0 point energy, at this 0 point. How are you going to move forward? What kind of person are you going to be? What kind of action you going to take? Right? Because if you're watching this, what I know is that you're someone of high intellect. Okay, you've studied, you take notes, you apply it, you're living a very sacred life. But I know that there are things that gets to you because there are levels of the curriculum, okay? And as part of being very advanced, okay, spiritually, being an advanced soul, there's always leveling up. And usually the hardest levels is the levels that's dealing with your family. So you can be your love and light self, you can be your namaste self, you can be your, magical manifesting unicorn self, which I know you are. But when it comes to your mom, your dad, your sister, you want to pull hair out of your head. You want to go, like, they drive you freaking crazy, am I right? Right? So that's the thing. You have to master that. Okay? They are your greatest teachers. And once you master that, you're able to move your frequency into the new earth. And mastering doesn't mean perfection. It means that you understand that you create certain realities. And people of your family, they're like the most stubborn, the most powerful implants in your life on how free and how not free you are. So there's a lot of conditioning and unconditioning and deprogramming and deep shadow work that we have to go so deep into being our true authentic self. If this is something that you're looking for, I have my weekly meetups called Seen, Heard, and Felt. You can find more info down below. When you sign up, we have our 3-month curriculum. And then you have your 30-day accelerator, and we meet every week, and bunch of access to that to me directly. So if that interests you, link is down below. If you want to go one-on-one, there's that option as well. The Divine Template Activation, the Soul Blueprint Awakening down below. Okay, so see the links in the description and pinned comment. When you're tapping into that highest and truest version of you, it's not about convincing other people of how advanced you are, how great you are, how in the know you are. It's about embodiment. Okay, I want you to write this word down, embodiment. Who are you behind the scenes? Who are you when no one's watching? Who are you when you're in your living room? Are you just getting the phone and eating like a freaking, like, I don't know, rat? You know what I mean? Stuffing your face, right? And then when the camera is on, or when when you meet the people, namaste, my soul brother. You know what I mean? Oh, hello, the star, right? And then like behind the scenes, you're like, gossip girl or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is when you have to really allow any incongruencies to be out of the window, because the more you're living in a split kind of way, the more you're going to keep on attracting fragments in your life and people showing up and keep on showing up as loops, as lessons. That's karma, honey. That's not dharma. So you're in the karma wheel until you integrate all the karma, which is all the karmic lessons, which is all the soul lessons that you need to learn about how powerful you are, how much of a infinite, powerful creator that you are. You have to come back into wholeness. That's the only way. And then they'll keep on showing up. So the way that you're going to be moving into your purpose work, into your soul work, into your alignment, into your truth, is going to be you deciding that you're just not the same person anymore, because the old you is the one that lives in a survival mode. You tiptoe. You allow certain loops to keep on happening because you don't want to upset them. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to be seen as undesirable, as not attractive. So that's why you look a certain way. Not for yourself, but for other people. Only you know that, right? Only you know when you put on your makeup, is it for you to look cute, or it's like, oh, I hope this guy is gonna notice me, right? Or the way you dress, do you look hot and you like, I'm feeling myself, Or you're like, oh, so that I can get attention from XYZ. It's very subconscious, okay? So this is something you have to realize. How much is your life, your job, your career, the things that you do is actually to prove something to other people, or is it just for you, right? Even the number of subscribers you have, the following you have, the money you have, like, is it really for you, right? The purses, the car, the thing, like, is it like you really love it, or is because you're trying to prove a point? And only you can answer that. Only you can answer that. Okay? And the more you're honest with yourself, the more you're unapologetic about your true needs, your true desires, and the more you're like, you know what? There's no other people. That's just me. Because I literally attract what I am. And when I'm not whole, I'm going to attract people who are not whole, who are going to continue to mirror back to me where I am not whole. So they're going to show up as, yeah, in order to be with me, you need to have this kind of money, okay? Or in order for you to be my friend, you need to abandon your own schedule and your own business, and you have to hang out with me all the time and answer my calls at 1 a.m. when I cry about my boyfriend again, You have to realize where these loops and these traps are, and they're so intricate. But then you always know, because you're intuitive. You will always know in your heart that this doesn't feel right. This friendship feels draining. After you hang out with them, you're like, oh my God, like I can't, like I need a spa day, okay? Like if anyone who makes you feel like that, there's something over here for you to look at. Because who you were with them is not genuine. It's like a performance. That's why after a performance, you feel tired. okay? With your true person, your true soulmate, your true friend, your true, soul tribe, you're supposed to feel more energized and more creative and more turned on and more freaking alive, okay? After interacting with them. So if there's a person, there's a job, there's a place, there's an environment that drains the F out of you, it doesn't make you feel creative, I'm going to encourage you to look at that and question it. Most people don't question these kind of things. Okay? All right. Let me know what comes through below. And if you're ready to meet with me one-on-one, I love to meet with you in my Divine Template Activation. If you know that you are a New Earth leader who's ready to rise, if you're ready to be in the loop and not in those loop, but in the loop of really tapping into your true authentic self as your New Earth leader self, you have to unleash your authenticity. Okay, so that's seen, heard, and felt. My weekly coaching. Okay, link is down below. I love you. Like it if you like it. Subscribe if you vibe with it. We'll see you in the next one.